Hi, it's Mike from Gear Diary, and here to take a look at the brand new released iRig keys from IK Multimedia. And as you can see, what it is a keyboard controller for your iOS devices. iPod, iPhone, iPad, and that's what it's made for. However, as you look at the back, you can also see, aside from iPhone, iPad, hooking up to a computer. Hooks with Mac and PC. There are system requirements and other features involved there. Taking a look just quickly, even before we get into it, you do have, again, 37 keys. We'll take a look at that, as well as a number of buttons and a knob there as well. To deal with volume, to have your setup, octave, and program. So this has it on the back, has all your connections that are on the back as well. So why don't we just take a look and see what is in there. So you've got velocity sensitive key mini keys, so it'll be interesting to see how big those keys are. This is a very small box for a keyboard with a strip of controls. Pitch bend and modulation, which are the wheels that are located there, standard controls. What else? So got the backlit buttons, dock connection. Be interesting to see what happens now that you're looking at lightning connections as well. Take out the outer box, and now we've got an inner box. And remove that. And we have the actual iRig keys itself. So let's see what else is in the box here. We have got a dock to MIDI connector. That's there. We then next have like a USB micro USB to standard USB connector for your PC. We've got all of your registration and quick start guides. This thing shipped with foam. I was glad to see that. And get rid of some of this stuff. Now we've got the keyboard itself. Now, as noted, these are mini keys. These are not full-size piano keys. You've got your modulation wheel, which is just a linear controller, whereas your pitch bend is a snapback. So it re-zeros itself. And in here you have got your iOS connection versus your USB connection. So if you wanted to hook it, that's why you have your iOS cable here versus your regular USB. You've got a pedal connection if you wanted to put in some sort of foot pedal, and then you also have a plastic layer which just protects everything. And as noted, there's a volume which also controls your data. iOS USB tells you where you're active. You do have a number of things here. Numbers, all notes off. So you've got utilities there, programs. These are nice feeling little keys. Small portable keyboard, just a standard little rubberized feet on the back. Your connections on the side, iOS connection on the other side, and nothing over here. Now the thing with this to note is that it's a 37 key that gives you a full 3 octaves plus a key on the end. So let me go and get ready. I will take another keyboard that I have used for USB connections, and we'll take a look and do a little bit of a comparison. Okay, so now I have my M-Audio Axiom Pro 25 key compared to the iRig keys. So the first thing you'll notice is a rather extreme difference in the size of the keys. Now, one of the big features with the Axiom Pro is that not only are the keys full-size piano keys, but they're weighted. So hitting them feels very much more so than a normal synthesizer feels. It has a weighted feel, much more like a piano key. It gives you a good solid response. Same pitch bend, modulation type effects. This is based on the number, it's a 25 key arrangement. Here you've got 37. The other thing is that width-wise, these two take up about the same space, but in terms of both the thickness as well as the front-to-back depth, the Axiom is just huge. This thing weighs very little. The Axiom, on the other hand, is it's huge and it's very heavy. The other thing, definitely worth noting in comparison, is that the iRig keys is fully bus powered, which means that whether you're plugging it into your iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch, or into a Mac or PC, you don't need to supply extra power. The Axiom Pro does require some power, some USB connections via the Mac or PC will be able to power it. Others you'll need to give auxiliary power, and if you're using a standard MIDI hookup or connecting in through an iOS device, you definitely have to power it separately. So when I've used this Axiom Pro with, say, the iRig MIDI, I would then have that go in through the MIDI connections and then have the USB go into the power, straight into a power outlet. So that's something to think about. This is much less really portable in any number of ways. So next thing I'm going to do is take a look at actually making a bit of music with it. Hi, it's Mike from Gear Diary, back to look hands-on at the iRig keys. I've already done just a quick unboxing and looked at it that way. Now, of course, the best way to do it is to actually play around with it, do a little bit of music. So I have GarageBand open, and figure I'll just go ahead and play around a little bit, and let's get started. I'll just go ahead and okay, so we just dropped down a basic drum track. Let me get rid of all the highlights there. And so the thing to notice on here, you've got all your basic keys, you've got your pitch and modulation wheels, and as I actually do things, I don't know how well you can see, but you can see some flickering as the MIDI signals are set. So we've now got our song so far. So I can select this, and I can go ahead and add. Let's just go ahead and make this 16 bars. And there we go, we've duplicated that on there. So let's go ahead and choose another instrument, and we'll just go ahead and add some electronic. And we'll okay. So let's go ahead and record on top. Okay, so now we've got 2 tracks, and we'll go ahead and add in where's my, of course it'd be nice if I went in the right direction, and in the keyboard, and we'll just choose a bass. Alright, so we'll just go ahead with that. Okay, so we now have So there's a few layers, and again, this works as a keyboard. So now that we've got this all set up, let's go ahead and choose another instrument and do another keyboard just for fun. Set it up as a lead, and how about a nice old vintage lead. Now I'm going to actually take this up a little bit tempo-wise. Okay. And I'm just going to go for it. So, as you can see, it's functional as a keyboard. You have the two main things, pitch and mod. You have a velocity sensitive, so that I can play something soft or loud. The keyboards are mini keys, but they're actually very functional for mini keys. I've played with different mini key keyboards. At a Guitar Center, I played with quite a few and really found the majority of them were just awful as keyboards. They're very sticky, very sloppy, not really enjoyable to play with at all. This one is not a problem. It's, for somebody who's a real pianist, it might be more of an issue, but for me, just noodling around and just setting something up and just being able to go through and be able to just put something that's just a simple 5-track layer together and be able to do it all on here. Now if you use something like Sample Tank, I didn't use Sample Tank at this point, you see that there are 4 sets. You can actually then page through your different settings that way. And if you're using some other software, you might be able to access different functions through the program. Certainly Octave is again, you can alter your octave. You already have good coverage with 3 full octaves plus a key on there. So it's a nice thing. This is a $99 keyboard, and it's definitely something worth thinking about. It's not meant to be the $200, $300, $400 systems that you would see out there. It's meant to be portable, light, rugged, work with your iPad, throw in your backpack, and it's very effective at doing that. Mike from Gear Diary. Thanks for watching.